Your motorcycle has been watching you. Not with cameras, not with sensors, with something much more honest. The way you ride. And if you know what to look for, your riding style will tell you things about yourself that no personality test ever could. Most riders think they chose their riding style. They think the way they corner, the way they brake, the way they hold the throttle is just preference, muscle memory, habit. But researchers who study human behavior in high-stakes environments keep finding the same thing. The way a person performs under pressure is not random. It is a mirror. And a motorcycle is one of the most honest mirrors there is. Here are 5 things your motorcycle already knows about you. Things you have probably never thought about. Things that once you hear them, you will not be able to stop noticing on your very next ride. Number 1. How you grip the throttle tells your motorcycle how much anxiety you carry. Pay attention to your right hand next time you ride. Not when everything is fine, when you are merging into traffic, when a car pulls up too close, when the road changes underneath you without warning. Are you squeezing? Are your knuckles white? Or is your grip loose, your wrist relaxed, your control coming from your fingertips instead of your fist? There is a reason this matters beyond comfort. Researchers who study stress responses in the body have found that grip tension is one of the most reliable physical indicators of anxiety. It's not something you decide to do. Your nervous system does it for you. When your brain senses a threat, real or imagined, one of the first things that tightens is your hands. On a motorcycle, that tension goes straight into the handlebars. A tight grip reduces your ability to steer smoothly. It fights the motorcycle instead of working with it, and the motorcycle feels every bit of it. Experienced riders will tell you that a relaxed grip is one of the hardest things to learn, not because the technique is complicated, because it requires your body to stay calm when your brain is screaming at it to hold on tighter. That is not a motorcycle skill. That is an anxiety management skill that just happens to show up on 2 wheels. If your grip tightens every time something unexpected happens on the road, your motorcycle is telling you something, not about the road, about how your nervous system handles the unknown. Number 2, how you take a corner tells your motorcycle how you handle trust. This is the one that surprises people the most, because cornering on a motorcycle goes against everything your brain wants to do. To turn, you have to lean. To lean, you have to trust that the tires will hold, that the road will be there, that physics will do what physics does. And your brain hates that. Your survival instincts are screaming at you to sit upright, to slow down, to stay in control. Every smooth corner you have ever taken was your conscious mind overriding your instincts and choosing to trust the process. Psychologists who study risk behavior have found that trust is not a personality trait. It is a practiced skill. People who are able to trust in uncertain situations, relationships, decisions, career moves, are not people who feel no fear. They are people who have learned to act despite it. And they built that skill the same way riders build corner confidence, one lean at a time, one commitment at a time. Now, think about the riders who brake mid-corner. They do it because the fear of what might happen overrides the physics of what is happening. They sacrifice control because their brain demands certainty in a moment that does not offer it. That is not just a riding mistake, that's a life pattern, and the motorcycle sees it every single time. Number 3, how you ride in a group tells your motorcycle who you really ride for. Watch what happens the next time you ride with other people. Does your pace change? Do you take corners faster than you would alone? Do you close gaps you would normally leave open? Do you pass when you would not pass on a solo ride? There's a well-known concept in psychology called social conformity. It means that people adjust their behavior to match the group, even when the group is doing something they would not do on their own. And researchers have tested this in dozens of settings. People give wrong answers to obvious questions just because everyone else in the room gave the wrong answer first. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because the need to belong is one of the strongest drives the human brain has, stronger than logic, sometimes stronger than self-preservation. On a motorcycle, conformity looks like keeping up. It looks like matching the leader's pace through a section of road you do not know. It looks like not being the one who slows down. and it looks like arriving at the end of the ride having ridden someone else's ride instead of your own. If your riding changes when other people are watching, your motorcycle knows something important about you. It knows whose approval still controls your throttle, and it has been waiting for you to notice. Number 4. What you do in the first 10 seconds after a close call tells your motorcycle how you process fear. Every rider has had one. The car that did not see you, the patch of gravel in a blind corner, the moment where everything went wrong for half a second and then somehow did not. What you did next is more revealing than the close call itself. Some riders pull over, they stop, they breathe, they replay what happened and figure out what they could have done differently. Other riders do the opposite. They twist the throttle harder, they ride faster, not because they are brave, because the adrenaline hit was so intense that their brain is chasing it forward instead of sitting with it. Neuroscientists call this the fight or flight response, but what most people do not know is that there's a third option that researchers now recognize: tend and befriend. It means processing the threat by connecting, by talking about it, by making sense of it with someone else. The rider who pulls over and calls a friend is not being dramatic. They are using one of the most effective stress processing strategies the brain has. Your motorcycle does not care which one you choose, but it knows. It knows if you run from fear or face it. It knows if you process things or bury them under speed, and it will keep showing you the same pattern until you decide to look at it. Number 5. How you ride when nobody is watching tells your motorcycle who you actually are. This is the most important one, and it is the one most riders never think about. When there's no group behind you, no one to impress, no camera, no audience, just you and the road, how do you ride? Do you still push corners you do not need to push? Do you still check your mirrors and position yourself for maximum visibility? Do you still ride like your life depends on the next decision? Or do you get lazy? Do you let your attention drift? Do you take shortcuts you would never take if someone were watching? Psychologists have a concept for this. They call it the private self versus the public self. The public self is who you are when others can see you. The private self is who you are when they cannot. And the gap between those two versions of you says more about your character than anything else. The best riders have almost no gap. They ride the same way at 2 in the morning on an empty road as they do at noon with a group. Not because they are performing discipline, because the discipline became who they are. It is no longer a decision, it is a default. Your motorcycle has seen both versions of you, the one that rides for an audience and the one that rides alone. It knows which one is real. The question is whether you do. Here's what is worth sitting with. Your motorcycle cannot lie to you. It does not care about your ego. It does not care about how many miles you have or how long you've been riding. It responds to exactly what you give it. Tight grip, rough ride. Smooth input, smooth response. Trust the lean, clean corner. Fight the lean, ugly corner. Every ride is a conversation between you and the machine. And in that conversation, the motorcycle is always the more honest one. It does not perform. It does not pretend. It just reflects whatever you brought with you the moment you sat down. 5 things, 5 mirrors. The anxiety you carry in your hands, the trust you bring into every corner, the approval you chase when others are watching, the way you handle the moment everything almost went wrong, and the person you become when nobody is there to see it. You've been getting this feedback for years. The only question is whether you are listening. So here's what I want to know. Which one of these 5 hit you the hardest? Which one did you recognize immediately? Not because I described it well, but because your motorcycle has been telling you the same thing for years and you finally heard it. Drop it in the comments. And if this changed how you think about your next ride, subscribe. There's more coming.